Why would you want to go to cameo.com and have a personalized shout out? Come to nowondeck.com, find me, Ron Hall, and I'll do one just for you. Birthdays, anniversaries, whatever you want, a personalized video or audio greeting for you now on nowondeck.com.
Extraordinary crimes against the people and the state have to be avenged by agents extraordinary. Two such people are John Steed, top professional, and his partner, Emma Peel, talented amateur. Otherwise known as the Avengers.
Hey, everybody, it's Thursday night. Let's jump into the fire. Rest in peace to Diana Rigg, Emma Peel, one of the most beautiful women that have ever walked this planet. And tonight's trivia question is good for $1 bill from me. What movie? I'm trying to think how to word this. What the hell? She is the only woman to marry James Bond. Her Majesty's Secret Service. Hello, Kim. Hope everything's well at the Klein household tonight. Her Majesty's Secret Service, the only Bond film starring George Lazenby. Bond married. And then she was murdered. So, didn't marry. Sean Connery didn't get married. Roger Moore didn't get married. That useless Bond, Timothy Dalton. Pierce Brosnan, who was, he was okay. And Daniel Craig, who is, I think it's November's the release date for his final Bond picture. Kind of sad. Hi, Cindy. Now, I had advertised we were going to have guests, and unfortunately, the original guest, Jen Lambert, had something come up. She will be with us next Thursday night. Promise. Then we were going to have the hosts of a new podcast and stream show called Scream Time. But they will be here Saturday night. They debuted earlier this week. You can find a link to it on my Facebook page. They talk all things horror movies, and they will be with us Saturday night. One of the hosts is my son, Chris. And his partner in crime in this venture is a fella, a friend of his from England. They've been friends for a long time. They used to do, hi, Teresa Burke. You're always going to be Teresa Burke. Sorry. Cindy's always going to be Cindy Farmer. I understand y'all are happily married. I'm happily divorced twice. And they'll be with us Saturday night. And we're going to talk horror movies because me, I still say it's The Exorcist. I still cringe when I watch The Exorcist, and God knows it's 40 years old. But they'll be with us Saturday night. Jen Lambert will be with us next Thursday night. Monday night, going to be joined by a friend of mine from the Chattanooga Lookouts, Jara Vella, right, who is Australian. And we're going to talk about how his journey led him from Australia to work for the Chattanooga Lookouts. And that should be an interesting conversation. In a couple of weeks, we're going to have Hall of Famer Larry Ward, the voice of Chattanooga Lookouts, and Chattanooga Mocs women's basketball. I know in a show of hands, even though I can't see any of y'all, and here within the next 30 days, we're going to have the capability to take phone calls. Now, how you like them apples? Now, I'm not going to have a dump button because you can curse if you want to, because this is not regulated by the Federal Communications Commission. That's why I have the piece of shit list. And there are some people being considered to be added to that. But that's the upcoming shows. I actually get to work. I think I've said it 100 million times. I actually get to work Sunday. The one and only mock soccer match of the year. So that'll be good. For all of you who are wanting to know about Amy and her journey through the mental health and addiction system, we have our fingers crossed. Hopefully Monday morning, I will be taking her to Atlanta to a facility down there. If everything goes well, she's finally going to get the help that she needs. So throw up a few prayers, positive thoughts, and all that good stuff, please. And while you're at it, once again, this is not going to be an easy road, and it's going to be expensive. And unfortunately, I failed as a father, and the nest egg ain't too big. So help's needed. There's a GoFundMe page. Hi, Amelia. How are you? I hope your sister is doing a lot better. Amelia is one friend who, holy moly, I just can't explain it. So you can find the link. I will repost it tonight for the GoFundMe page. Help's needed. You know, I have to admit it. And we will keep you posted. So don't forget, Saturday night, we will, before we make that journey to Atlanta Monday morning, we're going to talk horror movies, kind of lighten things up a little bit. So this one tonight is not going to be long because I had guests that unfortunately things happen. You know, I missed a couple of nights because family always comes first, no matter what. All right, let's talk about something that we're starting to see more and more and more and more of. And we're not that far away from the election. Are you going to be influenced in any shape, form, or fashion by what is posted on social media as to who to vote for? Are you going to, and we're talking both sides, because there's misinformation coming from both sides of this election. Are you going to let what some people put out on social media influence you, or are you just going to make the decision yourself and vote for who you choose? Now, I, for one, am not influenced by anything. I'm really not. And if I disagree with you, rest assured, I'm not going to bash you. I'm not going to unfriend you. Because if you are a Trump supporter or a Biden supporter, and I'm a Trump supporter or a Biden supporter, I'm not going to unfriend you because we disagree politically. Now, I've been seeing a bunch of it. The thing that is getting to me more than anything is the incessant rudeness and name calling. If I disagree with you, I'm not going to call you an idiot or an asshole or whatever. I'm just not going to do it. But every night I say, let's be kind to each other. But we're not. Thank you, Vicky. But we're not. I just got something. I got to check this. And that's the nice part of this stuff. Oh, my goodness. Okay. I'm going to make my own mind up. Now, I will tell you, this has nothing to do with whether these people are Republican or Democrat. But until the state legislators that represent me here in Hamilton County, until they get off of their ass and do something regarding mental health, they're not getting my vote. It's that simple. And maybe I'm being a jackwagon. Hey, Linda, down in Florida, and Amelia, two of my old JC friends. Boy, I miss that organization. But, and I know I'm preaching, but there has been no significant legislation in so many years to address the mental health crisis that's in this country. So that's going to affect my vote locally. So, guys, you're on notice. Robin Smith, Esther Helton, Todd Gardenhire, all of y'all, you got to do something. I do not give two hoots in hell about passing legislation designed to curb protesting. All you're doing is playing to an angry base. Do something useful that helps the citizens. Talk to somebody that's employed at the Hamilton County Jail. And how many inmates at the Hamilton County Jail or at Silverdale have severe mental issues, and we're just warehousing them. And something's got to be done. To the best of my knowledge, there is only one inpatient drug treatment facility in Hamilton County. Inpatient. And unfortunately, that's Cadus. That's it. And this is not a knock on Cadus because they do fine work. But some of their patients are ordered there by the courts. And the relapse rate on those people is amazingly high. I mean, the relapse rate anyway is high. It takes such an effort to never use again. When I put the booze away, February will be 39 years. And I've got two witnesses. We had hell of JC parties. Amelia can attest to it, and Linda can attest to it. There are massive quantities of alcohol consumed at JC conventions and JC parties. And I can rest assured those two people will tell you they never saw me take a drink. My children will tell you. Because if I had not stopped, I'd be dead. It's that simple. I would have either been killed in a car accident, or number two, I'd have probably been killed by an irate husband. So I know y'all really didn't need to know that. But it needs to be addressed. But every day you just have to filter through the garbage. And I know that people do it because they're ardent supporters of their candidate. But will it make a difference? I don't know. But it's kind of like protesting. It's your right to give your opinion. I try to stay as much out of the fray as possible. I'm not going to try to influence you. And I'm not even going to tell you who I vote for until after the election. I will tell you this. As I have gotten older, I have become more tolerant. But that does not mean I don't have conservative values. Personally, I abhor abortion. I abhor it. Because if there were abortion in 1956, I probably wouldn't be here. Because I was adopted, my brother was adopted. So, but then there's other issues that I'm very liberal on. So I've got a lot of soul searching to do. And I'll make the decision that I think is best for me. Yeah. But locally, because real change comes locally. And it just seems like our legislators are not listening to the people. And there are some things that need to happen in the state of Tennessee that nobody's moving on. There needs to be significant changes in the mental health system. There need to be significant changes in the way you go about getting a driver's license. It's my understanding now that you can get a concealed carry permit without ever doing anything. You take an online course. To me, you should show that you are proficient with that firearm before they permit you. But that's my opinion. And I'm probably blowing smoke or whatever you want to call it. I do not own a gun. I have not owned any kind of firearm since my early 20s. When I stopped going hunting. And I didn't stop going hunting for some great moral reason. Okay. Hi, Diane. I'm like Johnny Carson. I'll fire up during the middle of a show. I stopped going hunting for one damn reason. I didn't like getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning on a cold winter day and going and climbing a tree and sitting there and waiting on a deer to walk by. I'd rather sleep. I'd rather sleep. I don't fault hunting. I've had my share of venison. Other people have killed it and they've given me some. I'm just not going to go out and do it myself. I'm too damn lazy. I don't want to get out of bed and go out in the cold. I mean, color me stupid. But it's kind of like the insurance on your automobile. Did you folks know that in the state of Georgia, you're stopped and you cannot provide proof of insurance on your vehicle? Guess what happens to you? You go to jail. No questions asked. You go to jail. Typical bond is $2,500. Vast majority in Tennessee, you get a ticket. That's a difference. Georgia law enforcement has license plate readers that can read your license plate from their car, and it'll tell whether you have valid insurance or not. And I think that's what happens in Georgia. It's like I got stopped in Georgia a few years ago. Had no clue that my Tennessee driver's license had been suspended. I got stopped and I was escorted to the Catoosa County Jail for driving on a suspended license. In the state of Tennessee, 99% of the time, they're going to write you a ticket unless you're a true butthead. Hello, Amy. Amy has checked in watching the show tonight. Your brother and his buddy from England were supposed to be on. They're going to be on Saturday night, Amy. So you're going to want to watch. I'm glad she feels well enough to watch tonight. And like I said 1,000,000 times, I love that child more than life itself. But in Georgia, you're going to go to jail. Tennessee, you're going to get a ticket unless you're a real asshole to the cop. Kudos to the Walker County Sheriff's Department. If you saw the dash cam footage, that was horrific, of that guy shooting the deputy. They got him last night. So kudos to Sheriff Chitwood in Whitfield County for bringing that to a conclusion. And let's see what kind of punishment this guy gets. Has anybody been watching the fires in California? It's horrifying. I mean, I heard the best description. It's like people are living inside a jack-o'-lantern because the sky is red from all the fire. And I don't know about you guys, but that makes me think climate change is real. I turned 64 years old Sunday. I know, with this pretty face, don't say a word. And I can't ever recall anything has been going on in California now for several years. It's scary. It's scary. And Amy reminding everybody, and I will repost the GoFundMe page tonight. And hopefully Monday morning, we're going to get her checked into this facility in Atlanta and be on our road. But it just makes me think there's really something to this climate change. I don't know. I mean, there's evidence that say the climate is changing. There are other scientists that say it's not. But my God, these fires, and people are dying. How do these fires start? And they're just out of control. None of these fires are under control. I saw footage from an Oakland A's baseball game, and the red, orange sky was so eerie. Gosh, it's... But I digress. Kim, if you are still with us, who does Ridgeland play tomorrow night? I neglected to look. It's been a hectic week. Big game at Finley Stadium tomorrow night. McCauley and Calhoun coming up from Calhoun, Georgia. Should be an interesting. And then tonight, the NFL starts. Dalton, that's right. It's the TV game. See, I got another year older, but I got a whole lot dumber. I should have known, because I know my buddies Chris Goforth and Scott McMahon. They will bring you the action of Ridgeland and Dalton. That should be, holy moly, that should be a ball game. That should be a ball game. Because for many, 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 many years, everybody said Dalton was the measuring stick for North Georgia football. That changed a long time ago. And I don't mean to jinx my friend Kip Klein. Ridgeland is now the measuring stick for North Georgia high school football. So good luck to, can I still refer to them as my Panthers? Because I've had some memories pop up on my Facebook timeline, especially that dome year with Vaughn and Darrell and Shaquan McCoy, Earth, Wind, and Fire. So it'll be on the CW Chattanooga at 7:30 tomorrow night. So I will be tuned in. Yeah, that's about it for tonight. What else is out there, folks? No, I'm not going to get into this big hoopla right now with President Trump and his thing with Bob Woodward. Just keep one thing in mind. Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein brought down a president. And are they targeting President Trump right here at the election? Yeah. So I will let you guys make up your mind, because I'm not going to try to influence you. That's not me. That's not me. I don't want to influence your politics. You can we're all intelligent and we can make up our own minds, make our own decisions. But NFL starts tonight. I think it's the Chiefs and the Houston Texans. My understanding is the maximum allowed for this game in 70,000 seat Arrowhead Stadium is going to be 17,000. Socially distanced and masks. So I will tune it in for a moment or two. I just want to see the crowd and because the same thing is supposed to happen at Mercedes-Benz Stadium with the Falcons. No more than 20,000 will be allowed to watch a Falcons game, socially distanced with masks. Some cities are not going to have fans in attendance. Neither one of the Los Angeles teams. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Brian Wright, who, in my humble opinion, who works at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. I would kind of like it if Brian Wright were back in Chattanooga running things. But then again, I'm a huge proponent of university building their own stadium when it's financially feasible. The Raiders, who moved to Las Vegas this year to Allegiant Air Stadium. Okay. How you're able to get the naming rights on a brand new, beautiful stadium, but yet you may have the crappiest airline in America. No, I take that the second crappiest airline, because Spirit Airlines is the worst. I flew Spirit Airlines from Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale a few years ago, and it was the most miserable flight I've ever been on. So who's going to win the Super Bowl? Brian? Man, that's hard to say. I would love it if the Titans won it. I would love it. Now I have a soft spot in my heart, and I've never hated the New England Patriots. Most people who know me know I have. Bill Belichick is the greatest professional football coach of all time. There is no question about it. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback to ever play in the NFL. There's no question about it. Tom Brady's gone. Bill Belichick is still there, and he's got Cam Newton, but the soft spot comes because yesterday they signed former Chattanooga Mock Corey Levin to a contract. He was cut last week by the Chicago Bears, and from what I understand, he's been on the Patriots' radar for quite a while. And he is now in New England. So I'm going to have a soft spot for the Patriots. Although, gosh almighty, Chiefs are strong. Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson in Seattle. I just love watching Russell Wilson play quarterback. A guy about my size, 5'9", and he won the Super Bowl. You know, but with Corey going to the Patriots, that now gives the Mocks 5 players in the NFL, which ain't bad. You've got Buster Screen. You remember Buster, don't you, Brian? He's starting his 10th season in the NFL. Good night, Linda. If I'm going to put money on the Super Bowl right now, I'm going to put it on the Kansas City Chiefs to repeat. Slap me and call me stupid, Brian. But the Mocs now have Buster Screen, a 10-year veteran who plays for the Chicago Bears. You got Isaiah Mack with the Titans, Kareem Orr with the Titans, C.J. Board with the New York Giants, and Tay Davis with Cleveland Browns. I think that makes them the number 2 in the number of FCS players in the NFL. That makes them the number 2 university represented in the NFL. Not bad. Not bad at all. When for a long time, the last player from the Mocs that you saw in the NFL was Terrell Owens. So now we got 5 in the NFL. And there have been more the last few years. But that is still pretty dang good. Folks, I'm going to get out of here. Been a long day. I'm going to get some rest. I'm so glad my daughter got to tune in for a moment. Keep her in your thoughts and prayers and your positive thoughts. She's a good kid, got a good heart. Again, rest in peace, Diana Rigg. If I'm going to rank the most beautiful women, and I know this sounds horrible, but humor me because I'm old. To me, Audrey Hepburn, hands down. Hands down, Audrey Hepburn. Diana Rigg is right up there. I don't know. It's just, that's just me. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. You guys are incredible. Don't forget, Saturday night, we will have the hosts of the new YouTube show, Scream Time. And we're going to talk horror movies. So you better be ready to rock and roll because these guys, oh my gosh, I checked out their first one. And what's classy, Cindy? Now you lost me. Now I'm totally lost, and I'm not going to leave. Does that mean Audrey Hepburn's classy? Or are you saying I'm not classy? That's why we're going to start taking phone calls real soon. But you're going to enjoy that. And then Monday night, we'll have Jaravella Wright from the Chattanooga Lookouts, who's going to tell us about his journey from Australia to America. And Jara is one of the best people I know. And then next Thursday night, definitely we will have Jen Lambert from Nougat Radio 92.7. Folks, make it a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday night. We will see you again Saturday night, 7 o'clock with the guys from Scream Time. Remember, please be kind to each other